Welcome to day one of Playing with the News. We're just gonna let it go. I don't know what's about to happen, but it should be pretty hip-hoppy jazz feeling.
His re-election campaign at the White House. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
All right, thanks so much. In other news, former President Donald Trump is courting the Teamsters Union. This comes 1 week after another auto workers union endorsed President Biden for 2024. Of course, we're talking about the UAW announcement that came last week. Well, Trump visited the union's headquarters in Washington today. Let's bring you the very latest here with Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen.
We had a very, very productive meeting.
Former President Trump spent the day meeting with Teamsters leaders and members during the union's annual meeting. With more than 1 million members, the union represents UPS workers, film and TV production workers, and members of law enforcement. An endorsement would be a major win for Trump as he courts blue-collar voters.
Usually a Republican wouldn't get that endorsement. For many, many years, they only do Democrats, but in my case it's different because I've employed thousands of Teamsters.
The meeting comes just a week after the United Auto Workers Union endorsed President Joe Biden, who's billed himself as the most pro-union president in history.
I'm proud you have my back. Let me just say I'm honored to have your back and you have mine. That's the deal.
The UAW told Fox it never considered endorsing Trump.
Nowhere in history has Donald Trump ever stood for the American worker. He stands against pretty much everything that we stand for.
But the Teamsters have signaled they're open to talking to everyone.
What you've done in the past doesn't guarantee you a future with us. We want to know what you're going to do for our members moving forward.
The union endorsed Biden in 2020. On Thursday, President Biden is traveling to Michigan, a key battleground state, to meet with UAW members. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Connor, thank you. Well, we heard from the former president earlier today. After this meeting, we also heard from the Teamsters Union. Let's play out some of their remarks here next.
And, there's a lot of due diligence that needs to be done. There's a lot of boxes that need to be checked. We've got a long way to go before we make a decision. President Biden hasn't committed a date as of yet. Well, she hasn't reached back out to us at all, so we're getting no reaction as of this point. Yeah, no, it's not surprising at all. I mean, she's publicly stated that, she doesn't support unions. I think in one press conference she said, the reason why Boeing chose to go to South Carolina was because, there wasn't a strong union presence, and she supports that. So it doesn't surprise us. Yeah, we had a long conversation, dialogue about, right to work, PRO Act, making it easy to organize, supporting workers' rights legislation, working together on bankruptcy reform. Today's dialogue was basically about putting our issues out on the table and letting people know, letting all the candidates know how important these issues are. This is what's going to determine an endorsement or non-endorsement. It was an engagement conversation. Look, a lot of this, I think, with every single candidate we've found is that, they're not as well versed on a lot of these issues, and it's up to us that we can articulate exactly what it is. I mean, we've been working hard across the street with a lot of senators that aren't Democrats, that we've been able to get support on a lot of issues that they wouldn't support prior. So this is going to be a continued work in progress before we make a decision. No, I mean, look, every candidate has a certain way of answering questions. Some are more direct than others. And then, I think what we've seen consistent with all candidates that have come to meet with us is that, that they all say they're pro-worker and they say they're going to support workers. At the end of the day, no matter what choice we make, we have to be the conscience to the people that we support. So, the conversation was pleasant. It was direct. And at the end of the day, we still have some more questions that need to be asked of both candidates. And more importantly, we've got to get consensus. We're going to do a lot of polling with our members because this is going to be the most important decision under our administration, the O'Brien-Zuckerman administration, moving forward. So we need to get it right. And the way we're going to get it right is the inclusiveness and transparency of our 1.3 million rank and file members. Well, we don't have that polling done yet, so it's tough to speak. And look, I don't represent any other unions but the Teamsters Union. That is why in the next several weeks, several months, we will be doing that due diligence, and we can revisit that question. There's no doubt about there is union support for President Trump, and there's always union support for President Biden. Look, regardless, President Biden has done a lot of good work for union members, and he fixed 300 pension funds around the village, including Sullivan, created a lot of jobs, CHIPS Act, and a lot of issues that are important to us. But like I've stated before, what you've done in the past doesn't guarantee the future with us. We want to know what you're going to do for our members moving forward. You're going to support our issues, and in time of need, you're going to step up and do what's right by working people in this country. Historically, the Teamsters have always endorsed candidates after the respective conventions. We've got a great executive board. The faster we get President Biden in here and the more questions we get answered from both candidates with strong commitments, the endorsement or non-endorsement may come sooner than later. We haven't made a decision yet. A lot of the conversation, the narrative that we were putting forward was all our members' issues. He has a strong passion, a strong opposition to what's going on at the borders right now. We are all products of immigration, and the Teamsters Union supports immigrant workers because we all come from products of people that came from different countries. There is a opinion that there's a lot of criminals coming across the border, a lot of crime being committed, a lot of countries releasing prisoners. We don't know whether that's factual or not, but that's some of the due diligence we're going to check on as a result of the meeting today. Sean O'Brien never said he shouldn't have with anybody on any issue. I'm sorry, I didn't answer the question. You said it too fast. I'm from Boston. The only realistic possibilities out there is whoever candidate supports our issues is going to get our endorsement. If we're not confident in any candidate, they won't get any endorsement. No, we have to move on. They're more important than I am, trust me. They're the reason why this country keeps moving.
All right, you're listening in here to the Teamsters Union following their meeting with former President Donald Trump earlier today. We'll also bring you those remarks from Trump himself coming up a little bit later on in our programming. Now, though, we want to turn to a very disturbing story out of Pennsylvania, a murder investigation. Police saying that they found a man beheaded in Bucks County, and they now confirm that the man's son has been arrested and charged. We want to bring in right now Fox 29's Jeff Cole, who is here with us live now. Jeff, to say that this is horrific and gruesome is an understatement.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Police arrived here last night after the victim's wife came home and found his decapitated body in a bathroom on the first floor of the home behind me. She called investigators. They came here and found the decapitated body. They also found his severed head as well. We will present now a report and want to warn the viewers that the details here are certainly difficult to hear.
The outdoor lights are on with a car in the driveway of the two-story Levittown home, the scene of mayhem Tuesday evening, shock and sorrow today.
You just don't wake up in the morning and think, I think I'm gonna cut his head off. Give me a little something to do today, I can't even believe that could happen, but it happened.
The nearly unspeakable event happened at 7 p.m. Tuesday when Middletown Township Police were called to the 100 block of Upper Orchard Drive in the Levittown section to find the victim, 68-year-old Michael Moan, decapitated in the downstairs bedroom. According to court documents, in a nearby bedroom, the victim's head was found in a clear plastic bag set in a cooking pot.
It just makes you aware of, the issues that are prevalent in our society. And, it's a horrible, tragic incident.
Investigators learn of a video posted to YouTube by the victim's 32-year-old son, Justin, in which he rails at the federal government and lifts his father's severed head to the camera. Tracking his cell phone, police traced Moan to Fort Indiantown Gap, nearly 2 hours away, driving his father's car, where local and state police arrested.
I'm glad they caught him. I hope, we start taking mental health serious and figure out why so many people are willing to do these things.
Siani Wells strolls with her 8-month-old Silas while news of the stunning violence draws the curious to this community of tidy homes. Charged with murder and abuse of a corpse, Justin Moan is jailed without bail and is the cause of grief.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I really can't understand it. Yeah, I do get emotional. That's why I didn't even watch the video. I don't need to.
And she talks about the video there. She's talking about the YouTube video in which this man holds the severed head of his father up. It's reported folks did see that. And so this is Levittown. It's the Levittown section of Middletown Township, Bucks County, outside the city of Philadelphia. Justin Moan was arrested some 2 hours away from here, inside the fence line at the National Guard Training Center, Fort Indiantown Gap. Sources tell us he was armed inside the fence. He has no ties to the National Guard. Unclear why he was there, but local police and state police apparently in a helicopter, at least their aviation unit, make the arrest. And certainly there is relief here when we talk to folks in the community here who are out walking their children here today, in part because this arrest was so quickly made, but clearly a horrific and gruesome murder that police find when they come to this home last night. Lexi, back to you.
Yeah, disturbing and horrific is right. All right, Fox 29's Jeff Cole with the latest. Jeff, thank you. All right, and we're also getting other reaction in here that we want to play out about this gruesome crime scene, this gruesome discovery that happened there in Bucks County. Let's keep listening in.
I totally screamed, somebody sent the video and I opened the video and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy that, I see every day, that I knew something was unhinged with him. So I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
It started acting funny over the summer. I made a couple calls to the police department. Right there on that culvert thing, staring at my house constantly. So that's kind of strange. And Saturday he walked by here smelling like weed. And my son smelled it. He walked by. That was the last time I seen him. But through the summer, about 4 times I called. They would leave, when they could. Like you're in a really nice residential neighborhood. All my neighbors are great people. I mean, they're all, we all watch over each other, and it's just sad. Just something wrong. He had a problem, maybe. Somebody should have confronted him. Not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong, but it should never happen like that. He should have got some kind of help. That's how I feel.
I totally screamed.
All right, absolutely horrific, the discovery that they came across there. We're going to continue to bring you any updates, but certainly just horrific all around. There's really no other words for it. We're going to take our first commercial break here of this hour. We'll be right back.
needless to say, that got a little out of hand, and it was hilarious, and I'm sorry, but here we are. This is where it's at. That's day one. Who knows? Like I said, who knows? It's fun and games until, I mean, whatever, dude. Enjoy your day. Do cool stuff.